All right, ladies and gentlemen, we are here for the Misfits 007 predictions, and it's during the fight week. I'm going to introduce a special guest to the show, the Fight Talk. Just for the people that don't know you, how would you like to
Yeah.
introduce yourself?
Well, I run a YouTube channel called The Fight Talk where I do a lot of interviews. And my friend Jay over here is killing it in the game right
I
now. So
appreciate it.
everyone subscribe right now to his channel and let's try to get him to 100 subs. And yeah, it all just started because of Fred and Wade, two friends of mine. And just start from there. I love doing interviews. I love the whole influencer boxing crossover scene. So yeah, that's how it all started.
Yeah, but nah. Like I said, I appreciate you coming on for the show for
No
the,
problem.
Misfits
Anytime, bro.
007 predictions, right? It's fight week.
Yep.
Everything's getting, rowdy, right? Especially during the media workouts, but we'll get to
Yeah.
that in a second, right? Let's talk about the prelims. First fight on the card, Corn versus Unbear. Now, leading up to this fight, right? Unbear has been doing the promotion. He's been
Yep.
carrying the promotion. I haven't really seen too much of Corn, but the one thing I do know about Corn is that he's been training for a month. Unbear's coming into the fight within 2 weeks of training, right?
Yep.
On top of that, Unbear went to, I think, an art museum and promoted the
Yeah, the
Misfits
National
poster
Art
onto it.
Museum. He got fined £7,500 and banned for 1 year.
That's crazy for promotion too is crazy. So I
Yeah,
mean,
man.
yeah, he's been carrying the promotion so far, right? We'll start with you, Krish. All right.
Yeah.
Who do you have winning this fight?
Oh, I'm gonna give you a little exclusive right now.
Mm-hmm.
Onbear has told me he has only learned how to throw a punch literally 4 days ago. So to put that in perspective, compared to Korn,
Yeah.
as much as he can say that he's going to beat Korn, which I want him to beat Korn because he's my guy,
Yeah.
I don't see it happening. I'll be honest, I see a complete brutal, maybe not a knockout, it's 3 rounds, but I think he's going to get obliterated. I don't want him
Mm.
to, but you know what? We'll see what happens. I hope he wins. But if I had to choose, I'd say Korn will win probably round one.
Okay, corner on one. Um, I have to remain unbiased whenever I have to do my predictions. So like,
Yeah.
all the feelings have to get toward out to, the fighters that I'm cool with, right? Bear is someone who like I've interacted on Twitter more than a few times, and he seems like a very nice person whenever I've talked to him, right?
Yeah, he is. He is.
Someone who's trained in for, I think, yeah, like I said, a little bit more than the month, and then, on Bear within, like I said, the 2 weeks, and he just learned how to throw a punch, right? So, and also we have to take into factor, right, the bright lights, both of them are service, right? But Bear is someone who's
Yeah.
new into the scene, and someone who's taking up boxing for only just a couple weeks. So we saw how Swarms did, even though he did go against KSI, someone who's very great.
Yeah.
We knew how Swarms did, right? So as much as all respect on Bear, I have to give this one to Corn. Hopefully, though, he does shock everyone, right? And
I agree with
so,
you.
yeah,
Yeah. Yeah.
hopefully he does. But I have to give this one to Corn. But I think that's like the one of the biggest fights prelims, but not as big as in Wings of Redemption. Man,
Yeah.
you know what I
That,
mean?
bro, when that fight first got announced, I didn't know too much about them. But then I realized, like, hold a second. Bugsy is the guy who went viral for going into that swimming pool and
Yeah,
crashing the swimming pool. That's when I was like, oh shit, he's the one who's fighting. So as far as the fighting ability for both of these guys, I
yeah.
have no idea what's going to happen. I don't think it's going to last 3 rounds. I think it's going to last 1 round, and I think the only winner will be someone who gasses out the last, if you get what I mean. So I think if Bugsy can maintain his gas tank, which I think he won't, but his opponent probably won't either, it's going to be a complete brawl. That's the only thing that's going to happen, and I think it's not going to end good, man. If it
Mhm.
goes past round one, I'll be shocked.
Oh, you think someone's gonna like get like TKO knockout something like that in the
Yeah,
first
I
round?
don't think it'll be a cold knockout, but I think it's going to be
No,
a
not cold,
TKO first
obviously.
round. Yeah,
Okay, first
I think
round.
TKO first round, 100%.
Okay. Yeah, I see my thing with it before I say my opinions, right? Just how the fight will go. Yeah,
Yeah,
I feel like they will definitely run out of energy, like within that, like run out of cardio in like that first round. But it's one of those fights where like they'll be in the middle of the ring, just not throwing punches for like 5 seconds, and then someone will like
yeah,
throw a punch. It's gonna be that type of fight after the first round. And out of the two, right? Wings of Redemption and Boogie. Seen Wings of Redemption throw cleaner punches to the bag. It was during
Okay.
Keemstar's documentary.
Oh,
So
yeah, I know what you're talking about. Yeah, yeah.
yeah. So I think who I'm just gonna go with Wings of Redemption. It could really go anyone to be honest.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
it also at the end of it too, heart is a big factor when it comes to that fight. Whoever has a bigger heart.
Especially with two guys that size, you need the heart. You just need
Mm-hmm.
the heart. And like in terms of the bag, I the thing is, anyone can look good on pads on the bag. You'll only find out on fight night.
Oh, 100%.
So, so I don't know how it's gonna go out. I want Bugsy to win, I'll be honest.
Yeah.
But I wouldn't really mind his opponent winning either.
Yeah. I've watched Boogie when I was younger too. Like the Mountain Dew with the Mountain Dew prank and everything like that. It's just funny. It's
Yeah,
just
yeah,
like classics when I was younger. But no, you're not wrong with the pad and bag. I think anyone and everyone could look good on pads
yeah,
and bag. But we both haven't seen them. Oh, they both haven't fought in the ring, right? So
yeah,
we're
that's the
basing
thing.
it off of just what do they look like in pads and the bag. And so far I feel like Wings of Redemption just throws better punches just off of the bag. So that's just what
That's fair. That's fair.
that's what I mean. That's what I'm just basing it off of, right? You know what? Like overall, like just excited to. It's just something definitely unique in a way. The two people
Yeah.
that we know and two people that that they're fighting, right? So
This is what I love about influencer boxing, man. They literally can take anyone and put them on a platform. Like on Bear, he has 200 subs.
when
So
he
he
first joined, yeah.
yeah, so he has less subscribers. Well, he had less subscribers than I did. I don't know right now. So the fact that
Mhm.
Misfits are allowing this, it's very good because it gives people opportunities.
Yeah, 100% and 100%. And so that wraps up the prelims, right? That was a happy
Yeah,
punch prelims, by the way. So that
yeah,
whole other the card is just represented off the happy punch.
yeah,
Now, going into the main card, we've seen the fights that we're gonna be talking about are all that we've seen from in the public workouts. The first one, which before I say the fight, they were going back and forth, even got a little physical during the public workout, which was Lil Kimchi and Lil Belsi, if I'm pronouncing her name right.
yeah,
Lil Kimchi, she just recently got into Go Promotions. Shout out Fox. They
yeah,
signed her on because they said that, listen, she looks very, very explosive for how she throws punches into the ads and all that. And so that explains quite a bit from Lil Kimchi. And then from Lil Belsi, right? She had a fight and she won that fight in decision, is what I saw. So she's 1-0.
yeah.
Lil Kimchi's having her boxing debut. So who do you have winning that fight?
This is an interesting one because I don't know too much about both of these
Mm-hmm.
these uh competitors.
Yeah.
But Lil Kimchi, that's how you say her name, right?
Yeah.
I I have a feeling, judging by what you just said, her explosiveness, that could come into a factor. Because
Yeah.
especially if Fox, Minicon, all of those guys behind Goat Promotions have seen something in her, that has to mean something.
Yes.
And the fact that they've chosen to sign her, it
Mm-hmm.
might prove to be that she could be a very good fighter. We'll only have to find out on fight night, though. That's the thing.
Yeah.
Because I don't know if she's ever had a fight. I'd love to see if she's had a fight.
Mm-hmm.
But this is going to be, I think, something that we haven't seen on Misfits before. Because beforehand, we haven't seen the best female fights. And in Kingpin had very good female fights. But on
Mm-hmm.
Misfits, they've kind of just lasted a few rounds or just one round apart from the AJ Bunker vs. Ashton Ray. So I think this fight, it can be an explosive fight, like you said. And
Mm-hmm.
I'm hoping to see a knockout for the first ever time.
Yeah. Actually, no, for Misfits, L Brook got the scrub TKO, right?
Yeah, but like a full on knockout,
Oh,
knockout.
I get what you mean.
You
I
get
get
what
what
I
you mean.
mean? Yeah,
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 yeah, yeah. Don't get me wrong. I'm always a guy with my predictions to go based off experience who's been in the ring more. I feel like we'll win this fight.
yeah,
But since she only had one fight, and since seeing, both of them on pads, I think both just by their public workouts, they both look good. Obviously, because pads determine a lot. But I try looking at the small stuff
yeah,
and the power of Kimchi is what's really carrying her and her status into the scene. The only issue, and this is with both of them, by the way, is how they handle a punch, right?
yeah.
Maybe
That's
the
the
one
thing.
no fighter in Little Belsi since she been in the ring before, Maybe she could take the punch better, but Lil Kimchi has more power behind her punch.
Yeah.
But maybe, Kimchi, just to help out Kimchi's point, Lil Belsey, maybe she hasn't fought someone who's that powerful, right? So
Yeah.
with this one, I think it will be Kimchi, just because I believe she trains with the Jackrabbit people, if I'm not mistaken.
That's serious then. Training with
Yeah,
a
I
jack
think she
that
does.
yeah.
I could be wrong, but I believe
Yeah.
so.
If that's true, then that could be the thing that changes the fight completely.
Yeah, I believe so. So with that, I'm gonna give it Kimchi. Let's say decision. Let's say decision. First fight,
Yeah.
they're both going
Yeah.
into big big lights,
Yeah.
and maybe they won't be as comfortable, which moves on to the
Yeah, I
second fight
totally
of the
agree.
card. I don't know which one goes between the two, but the Tennessee fight or the DK Money fight, one or the other. I don't know which one
Well,
goes first, but we'll go with
I'm
DK
not
Money.
sure.
We'll go with the
Yeah, we'll
DK
go with
Money
DK.
first, right? So
Yeah.
DK Money is going into Virus, right? So I did a little bit of research on Virus because he's someone new into the Misfit scene, right? He's had 3 fights and he's 1-2, if I'm not mistaken. I'm gonna double check as of right now. But he's
Yeah.
been in the ring. It's not his first time stepping
He's
into
got
the
the
ring.
experience then.
Yes.
Yeah.
And we've seen DK Money in the ring. He's had very unlucky career so far, just because
I can't lie, his career is very peak because he had that
yeah,
headbutt from Ryan Taylor, then he
yeah,
got knocked out by Kenny,
yes.
and
No, no, no,
this is a redemption fight for him. So
and he had the
even
Nick
if
Ireland fight. The Nick Ireland fight, people, I have to look at the fight again, but from what I remember, it
yeah,
wasn't a robbery and they made the right decision. But a lot of people say that fight's a robbery, right? So you can argue he could be,
yeah.
maybe 2-1 just because of DK, just because of Ryan Taylor headbutt, but just because of that, he's right now 0-3. So
What's funny about the Ryan Taylor thing is that I was there at the actual event,
yeah,
and even after Ryan Taylor got disqualified, they still
yes,
didn't announce that DK Money was a winner.
I do remember that. I do remember that.
Yeah, and it
It
was
was very
funny as
strange.
hell.
I think they announced it like a fight, like a day later. They announced it like a day later.
Yeah, I think they announced it when Face Temper got his result overturned.
That's what it was. That's what it was.
Yeah,
So yeah, I looked at Virus's record. By the way, it's 1-1, not 1-2. So I was wrong about that.
interesting. You know what? So that means DK's got more of an experience
Yeah, by one fight.
because by one
Hmm.
fight, yeah. I want to know how long his opponent has been training for. That's the thing.
Oh, so his last fight was June of 2022, and
June
DK
20.
Money's
Okay.
last fight was in November.
Yeah, yeah.
Hmm.
Interesting. So not too far apart, to be honest.
Yeah.
I I'm I'm gonna go with interesting one, but I think who okay, this is who I want to win. I want DK Money to win
Hmm.
because I feel as if he deserves to get like a clean victory this time.
Yeah.
And not get screwed over with a headbutt,
Hmm.
or get knocked out. I think he needs
Yeah.
to
Yeah.
redeem himself. But
Mhm.
I mean, I've seen Varuz on the pad work, and like we said, anyone can look good on pad work, but his power is amazing.
Yeah.
And also he was doing a lot of skipping, and skipping isn't an easy thing, you know. When you're in an open workout or in the gym, I heard Chris Ridgway say the same thing. You can do pads, you can do the heavy back, but skipping and keeping that up, that was something he was very good at. So I think Varus is going to win. I don't think DK Money is going to win just because of the power and technique wise, I've got
Hmm.
Varus.
Yeah, and I mean he's also been also in fights too. Not he's not It's not his first time
Yeah,
fighting. I think about DK Money, right? What is it? He's coming in right with he played football, American football, sorry. Was a quarterback for Division 1 college. I forgot what it was. So you play
yeah,
quarterback, which determines that he has good footwork. You have to have a lot of footwork playing sports like American football and basketball, right?
yeah.
So he puts into playing American football. I think besides his first fight, I I didn't really have a problem. I think Deacon one he's like good at his footwork, right? He has a good footwork. Iris though, on the other hand, has the inches. He's an inch taller,
Yeah,
not that big of a difference, but he's an inch taller than DK Money, and he has a 75-inch reach. So
that's interesting. Yeah,
yeah.
especially with the footwork. Like against the Kenny fight at first, DK was dominating. DK was able to break the guard of Kenny earlier on, and he was dominating. The thing that
Hmm.
let him down was the power shots by Kenny. That right hand
Hmm.
broke his guard, and then
Hmm.
Kenny was able to follow up again and knocked him out. And I mean, I
Yeah.
guess it also shows the level of King Kenny, but that's the thing. DK has to improve in that.
Hmm. Yes. So yeah, and now going into my prediction for it, right? I might have to agree with you. I don't know. You see, listen, like DK Money's he's had a tough two boxing career so far.
Yeah,
But I think Virus, if he fights off his jab, I think it could be. I think Virus could win it just off the jab. And I'll say decision. I'll say decision. Even though Misfits
decision.
has a lot of knockouts, I
Yeah,
believe like I need to add all the fights up and see how many fights have been knockouts or Misfits, because I swear to God, there has been so many knockouts in Misfits boxing from its like first event, and like all the way till the sixth Misfits. So
yeah.
yeah, I gotta add all that up like in a different day. But next fight, right? I'm not, since I'm not too familiar with the UK drama when it comes to this, but I've heard that there's a lot of drama with the next fight, which is Tennessee Thresh is how you pronounce your last name?
I think
Tennessee
Thresh. I'll
Thresh
be honest.
versus
I don't
Casey
really
Daly.
know. I don't really know anything about this fight.
Okay. So
I don't know. I don't know who they are.
okay, yeah. Okay, that's fine. I was talking to Most Wanted.
Most Wanted. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, so I talked to him and he says that yeah, there's a lot of drama coming into this fight. There's like a big drama for behind it. I watched a public workout and they both again they looked good, but the key things to note is that Tennessee was not backing up. Whenever she was doing her workout, she didn't back up when but what I mean by back up is like she kept pressuring whenever she was hitting the pads, or when they brought in someone, their like bodyguard thing, and kept going up with the pressure when it comes to that. So that was a big
Interesting.
thing to notice. And anyone in the comments, someone who does box, if you want to correct me on this, you most certainly could. The one flaw I saw by Tennessee, I didn't necessarily like her hooks. See, I could be, if anyone who does box can correct me, being like, oh no, the hooks are actually not as bad as you think. I didn't necessarily
Yeah,
was too impressed with the hooks, but everything else I thought she was like perfectly fine with. And then
yeah,
the other fighter, Paige, right? The once she was done with her workout, actually, she came over to like when they were going face to face, and she was like out of breath. It seemed like I was hearing her breathe like a little heavy. So
yeah. That's interesting.
maybe cardio from her side might be an issue. So
For
I was
me,
gonna go Paige
uh,
throughout this whole fight, even though I didn't know how they both
yeah,
boxed until like the public workouts, which is still pretty minimum. But when I saw that,
yeah.
I think Tennessee might win it.
I think I'd have to agree with you because again, I don't know too much about these two fighters,
Yeah.
but
Hmm.
judging by what you've said, I think it sounds legit and everything. So you know what? I'm gonna agree with you.
All right. Yeah. No, sounds good. We'll keep it quick and simple. But all right, now we're going into I say like the three important fights of
This
the
is yeah,
Misfits card. And I was explaining it to one of my friends. This is a very top heavy card. It's not one of the it's not Misfits 1 or 4 where it's a lot of depth in
yeah.
in the previous Misfits fights. And so AT versus Salt Poppy is that's the third fight.
Okay,
We'll start with you. You know what? We'll start with you.
okay.
Salt Poppy,
This is
his
interesting.
toughest opponent, AT,
This,
who's been
bro,
doing this for a long time. Who do you have?
I know them both very well.
Mm-hmm.
I'm meeting up with Anthony in a few days. Actually, I'm friends with both of these fighters. I generally do think that Pappy is going to be Anthony Taylor because here's here's the thing, okay? Anthony, he's a strong guy. He doesn't give up. He doesn't get knocked out. He's been knocked down before, but not knocked out. And the thing is with that, I think Pappy is the guy to do it. From what I've seen from
Mhm.
exclusive sparring footage, from going to their gym, all of that.
Mhm.
Pappy beats Jake, and Pappy beats KSI as well. That's
Damn.
from what I've seen. From what I've seen, I don't know about JJ because I haven't been to his gym,
No,
but
I'm in the
trust
UK,
me,
so I haven't like seen shit. But yeah, no.
yeah, I haven't gone to JJ's gym.
Mhm.
Day may come, but all I'm gonna say, yeah, this fight is gonna be the biggest influencer boxing fight we've seen this year, unless Jake versus KSI happens, which it probably won't. So I have got Salt Pappy winning. I've got Salt Pappy. He doesn't, bro. He doesn't even need 4 rounds. That's why it's a 3 round fight. He can end it in the second round, or it can go to decision. Personally, I think it's gonna go to decision, and Pappy wins. I think Pappy will break him down in the first round. Second
Mhm.
round, he's going to go for a bit more of the body shot and then go for the uppercuts and all that. Third round, he's going to unleash on him. Anthony's going to try, but the technique wise of Pappy, even though Anthony's got that experience, Pappy was a street dancer. And the fact that he was a street dancer when he was younger, when he was our age, his footwork is amazing. So arguably,
100%.
Pappy, in terms of technique, is better than Anthony. So I think Pappy's going to win. I wouldn't mind who wins this fight, but I do want Pappy to be to win if I'm going to be honest. And
Mhm.
I think we're going to see a big upset.
You see, now this prediction has a little bit of pressure because I was going to get his coach, Coach Stoll, hopefully on the show soon. So I'm gonna cross
Yeah,
my fingers on that. So I have a little bit of pressure about this prediction. Like I said in the beginning, I'm someone who is very, very big into having experience coming into this fight. I'm really
yeah.
familiar. I'm familiar about how Saul Poppy is. You know, very good on the footwork, right? Because he used to be a dancer. That translates well with boxing, and he's quick. He's very quick. The downside to his Saul Poppy, I'm not necessarily worried about cardio because it's 3 rounds, but
Yeah,
he's
yeah.
only been boxing for a year. That's the only thing that has concerned about me. Josh Parker's actually, and I was about to say the opponents, but I've actually, Josh Parker's a decent opponent. I'm not going to be too up on
I've
him.
got a question for you. I've got a question
What's
for you.
up? What
How did you find that Josh Bruckner versus Pappy fight out of 10? Be
out
honest.
of
For
10?
Pappy, yeah. For Pappy,
Like, are
how
you talking
what
about
were
like
your
Saul Poppy's from performance?
performance? Yeah,
No, I give that like because he's shocked, especially with probably
yeah.
plenty of people. I actually had Bruckner winning that fight. I had Bruckner winning that fight. Yeah, he definitely shocked me about how he won it. I give that like 8 or 9 out of 10.
Yeah. Okay, you know what I give it?
How much?
A 3.
A
Do you know
three?
why? Yeah. Because compared to his capabilities, this is absolutely nothing we've seen of Pappy.
Really?
I'm saying
Okay.
it from now because I've got the inside news on this. Trust me when I say this. Pappy is the real deal. When Jake vs. KSI happens, okay,
Yeah.
people think it's gonna end. It's not. Pappy is going to be the new Jake and KSI and Logan in one. Trust me when I say this. Pappy, he's a big deal. That fight against Bruckner, 3 out of 10. If I'm gonna be generous, I'll give it a 4. But we're going to a whole new
Oh, you're
Soul
cutting, you're cutting,
Pappy.
you're cutting out.
Mark my words. Just
Okay.
mark my words.
All right.
How about
Oh,
now?
you're cutting out a little bit from like right there, but no, I understood what you were saying. You have the behind the scenes, which like it definitely like favors like of what you're saying about Poppy, right? Makes me want to
Yeah.
switch it. I'm 50. I'm not even mad about if someone says Poppy or Taylor. That's the thing. I'm not
Yeah,
mad about.
same. I'm not either.
I'm
I
not mad about
understand
it.
if anyone thinks that Taylor's going to win. I understand it because look, on
Yeah.
paper, he should
Yeah.
win.
Yeah. I see the thing is with me, right? So I think this fight does goes to decision. I don't think there's gonna be a knockout. I know you said knockout
Yeah,
earlier. I
I
think it
agree.
goes to decision. With a very high volume, obviously, of them trading shots. Man,
Yeah.
I think it'll be a split decision. I think not screw it. You know what? Listen, it can go split decision either, but since it's UK, since it's Salt Poppy's, I feel like it could give Salt Poppy split decision, but I could also see Taylor split decision.
I mean, Pappy's not from the UK though. That's the thing.
No, I know he's not from the
Because he,
UK, but that's like I feel like his main audience right now is in the UK.
Oh, yeah, yeah, definitely.
Like that type of
Okay,
thing. And I feel like that
I'm
will
saying from
influence
now, unanimous decision for Salt Pappy.
unanimous. Okay. Okay.
Pap, yeah, Pappy is not here to play around, mate. He is not here to play around. He is hungry for this fight. I'm not gonna say who are the other people who could have fought Anthony Taylor because I can't.
Yeah,
But trust me when I say this, yeah. Everyone rejected that fight against Anthony. Anthony had like five opponents stand up to him. And the people who turned it down will shock you. They will shock you. I promise you that.
they're
Trust
short.
me, they will shock you, the people who turned it down.
Okay.
But here's the thing. Pappy is not afraid. He's not afraid. The fact that we had five other competitors
Mhm.
literally backing out of the fight just shows how much Pappy is hungry for this, and trust me, he wants it.
All right, fair. You know what? Fair enough. Fair enough. Co-main event, Deji Swarms. I've made my prediction. I think it was a few videos ago, like on my
Yeah,
shorts. I mentioned about my prediction with Deji Swarms. So we'll get to you first.
I
What do you
got
think?
Deji winning.
Okay,
That
I have the
bro.
same.
Listen, I'm not underestimating Swarms. I can't, because I have to give it to him. That weight transformation, amazing. Credit to him. But with a guy with like Deji, with that experience, and he could have beaten Jake Paul. He could have beaten him for flip's sake. But yeah,
Yep.
man, I got Deji. I think Deji's gonna outbox him. I think I don't think we'll see a cold knockout, but
Yeah.
I do definitely think that Deji will definitely win.
Yeah, no, I got Deji third round TKO.
It's like it's a 4 round fight, I think, right?
Yeah, 4 rounds. So I got third
Four
round.
rounds. Third
Swarm
round.
says
Interesting.
third round. He says third round TKO or knockout. I have it
Yeah,
the
oh
opposite
yeah, yeah. I saw
actually
that.
from
I saw
Swarm.
that.
Yeah, I have it from the opposite of Swarm's prediction. I have it Deji with the third round TKO. Oh, yeah, no, and it's just because, like I said, ring experience is a big factor into it.
Yeah.
Well, also, I feel like Swarm's right. His first fight was KSI lost. Second fight was against Ryan Taylor, but he was only there for like 2 seconds, and
One
then
Punch
match
Man,
is
yeah.
done. And then he got the Deji fight. So I mean, it's
Yeah.
like, listen, if somehow Swarms wins this, he really shocks the scene.
I respect him a lot, man, because
I do
he just
respect him a
keeps
lot
taking
too.
the hard fights. Like
Yeah.
I wouldn't have taken the Ryan Taylor fight. I would have my redemption. I would have gone for an easier opponent. He went for the Ryan Taylor fight.
Oh,
Granted, it was just 1 round. He still won.
oh
But
yeah,
to
no,
go from that to Deji, that's a big step. You have to
100%,
give it to him. Yeah.
100%, 100%. And so, like I said, if he does win this, it's like it brings up a lot of options for Swarms, right? Which comes in with
Yeah.
a KSI possible rematch because he wants to avenge his brother and his
Yeah.
loss. That could come into that, or maybe and maybe we'll see where Deji goes from that. Maybe he still boxes, or hopefully, knock on wood, we don't see retirement, man. Like I don't want to see retirement of Deji, but
I don't want.
it has to be somewhat of a factor coming into this fight, though. You
Yeah,
know?
definitely. But I think Deji folds him.
Yeah, no. So I also think Deji wins too, which
Yeah,
leads to
definitely.
SI. He's going to be main eventing for the second time this year against Joe Fournier. Um,
Mm-hmm.
I'll start this one off. I think KSI wins this.
Yep.
Joe Fournier, in terms of his shape, he's looking in fabulous shape. I don't know if you saw his interview of the public media workout, but like I said, he's coming in ready. It's not like
Yeah.
I don't think anyone's underestimating. I think he's underestimating KSI of
I
how
agree with you.
he worked with
Yeah.
it. So I have a hot take. I don't have Joe winning it. I do not have Joe winning it. I have
Okay.
KSI still winning it. A lot of people are saying like a clean knockout. I have it unanimous decision. I think he's just going to perfectly outbox him for 6 rounds, and we'll
I
see deeper rounds. Mm-hmm.
I actually agree with you. But
Okay. Mm-hmm.
the but I do think that JJ is gonna struggle. I think
Yeah.
first 2 rounds. Well, I'd say first round it's gonna be a feeling out process because you're in a you're in a ring with a guy like Joe,
Mhm.
a professional fighter, 9-0. And granted, like he only has been fighting since he was 30, which is
Yeah.
crazy to me. Um, he's gonna give some challenge to KSI, and I think KSI has to get used to it. And one thing I learned today from the media workout is that KSI was sick during the temper fight. I don't know
Yeah,
if you
no,
saw that,
I
but he had it
actually
in the
recorded a
footage.
video about that.
Yeah. So the fact that he was able to knock out Temper like that, I don't know what he can do to Joe, but I think KSI beats Joe round 4, and I think it's going to be a TKO. I don't think it's going to be a clean flat line. I want there to be a clean flat line. I want it to be
Yes.
like the Jake versus Tyron fight because he needs to show he's on the level, but I don't think it's
Hmm.
possible. But then again, he's always proving us wrong. I think he wins by TKO round 4.
Yeah. No, that's the thing with like, Joe Fournier, he's obviously not the best like opponent in terms of his boxing credentials. I think it's KSI's toughest opponent, but in terms of like the
Yeah, by
boxing realm,
far.
he's really not
Mm.
that great of what I've seen and heard. So yeah, as a factor that helps JJ a lot. Yeah, no, like I was saying, so to help with JJ's point, right? Joe Fournier and his, credentials in the boxing scene isn't really that great, but it
Yeah,
is JJ's toughest opponent.
by far, by
So
far.
I feel like it unlike the previous backup opponents that JJ has to go to, which wasn't his fault. Joe Fournier will at least he's not underestimating first JJ, but I think he will
Yeah,
uh, bring in his two pieces into the fight and at least make it a little bit challenging for him, which is why I say a unanimous decision. My second prediction though is like a fourth round TKO. I have thought of a fourth round
yeah,
TKO by KSI because of his power.
yeah. I agree.
But if I have to go with like one or the other, like if I have to go one or the other, I have to go KSI UD unanimous decision. Which yeah,
Yeah,
we'll wrap it right here. Chris, thank you for coming on for the show.
no
If you
problem.
want
Yeah,
to share, your social media, just
cool, man. First of all, thank you for having me on in the first place. Everyone, before I say where my channel is and all that, make sure you give a subscribe to my brother here, Jay, because he's an amazing YouTuber. He's up and coming. And bro, I hopefully one day you come out to the UK because
yes,
it would be nice to see you like do a bunch of media here as well, and hopefully they do events in the US as well. So everyone subscribe, give him a follow first because he's the main man. You can find
I
me
appreciate it.
at the Fight Talk on YouTube. I do interviews with basically all of the fighters and stuff, and my Instagram is the fights_talk. And yeah, that's who I am.
The goal right now for the end of the year is 1,000 subscribers, so please get me to there. I know first is 100, but I'm looking at the overall picture for this year. So 1,000 subs
Yeah,
is the end of
that's
the
my goal too.
year
Yeah,
goal. Yeah, yours too. Yeah, nah. So help each other out. Please drop a sub
yeah.
if you're new to both of us, and I'll see you guys on the next video. Peace.